it's ICU, and today I'm going to give you guys the definitive guide for how to jailbreak utilizing Unc0ver for both A12 and A13 powered devices on up to iOS 13.3. So this will include the iPhone 11 series, the iPhone XS and XR series, and iPads powered by A12 CPUs. Now, if you'll recall, a few days ago when Unc0ver was released, I pushed out a video tutorial showing you guys how to jailbreak utilizing the on-device method. Well, some things have changed actually since then. So due to some changes in Apple's Enterprise Developer Program, and that's what's used to actually install Unc0ver without the need for a computer, there are new limitations for this method. For instance, the Unc0ver app will most likely crash when installed more than once. As an example, if you either install an update or obtain the Unc0ver app from a different source, it can prompt these symptoms. And what I mean by that is essentially, if you were to delete Unc0ver, download a fresh copy from one of these on-device methods, and then you were to try to open it, it would just crash immediately upon opening it. Now, there is a solution to this. However, it does involve basically erasing all settings from your device. So you would do a backup first, likely on your computer, erase all content and settings, and then you would actually go through the motion of downloading it again on device. But here's the catch. Obviously, you need a computer to create that backup. So really, you do need a computer to actually fix this. And furthermore, if you are already jailbroken and you want to utilize that method, the only way that you can erase all content and settings is actually by utilizing Unc0ver to unjailbreak, essentially. And the way you would do that is just by going into the settings, and then you would restore the root FS. And like I said, in order to do that, you have to have a functioning version of Unc0ver. So you kind of see the dilemma here. You actually need a computer pretty much no matter what. And for this reason, while it is still the easiest method by far, the no computer guide, the steps have been deprecated. So I have officially listed them as so on the BTI article that I pushed out, and we're showing you guys now how to utilize your computer to install Unc0ver. If you don't have a computer and you simply do not have access to one, you may be able to actually use a demo computer somewhere or just a friend's computer. You can use this on Windows, so that makes things so much easier, and I'm going to show you guys in today's tutorial how to use both to get this thing installed and jailbreak, because believe it or not, it is quite the process. Cydia Impactor no longer works the way it should, so for that reason, we're going to be using a combination of AltServer as well as AltStore, which again is installed via AltServer. So like I said, the process is relatively simple. It's just a little bit involved, and due to the different steps for accomplishing basically the same net result on both Windows and macOS, you're going to need to follow the steps that correspond to your computer's operating system. So I'm going to show you guys how to do Windows first, and then I'm going to show you guys how to do macOS. So if you have a Mac, you can just skip to that, and if you have Windows, you can skip past that. Timestamps for everything will be listed down below in the description for this video. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm also going to show you guys how to fix any complications that you may encounter with the Windows install, because it can be semi-problematic. You do need a few prerequisites. Okay, now that we are on the Windows side of things first, you need to install both iTunes and iCloud directly from Apple's website. You simply cannot use the version of iTunes from the Microsoft Store. Now, links to both will be in the article that is listed down below in the description of this video. Here's the article essentially, and we're just going to scroll down to the download section. You guys don't have to concern yourself with really anything else unless you're curious about the written steps. So what we need first is iTunes as well as iCloud directly from Apple. So you can just click on the buttons to download them. I'm going to open both of them in separate tabs. And the iCloud download is pretty straightforward. You just have a blue download button and you just click it, and it downloads the executable file. Whereas iTunes, it wants you to get it from the Microsoft Store. So you might be wondering, well, how the heck do I get this thing? Simple, just scroll down to where it says looking for other versions. You see that? click right where it says Windows, and then it redirects to this page. Ironically enough, it is the exact same URL. It's just apple.com/iTunes when you're on the previous page as well as on this page. You have to scroll down, go through that motion of looking for other version, click on Windows, and then you can click the blue download button here where it says download iTunes for Windows. I already have both downloaded, so let's go ahead and just open up my downloads folder. And now that you're here, you can go through the steps of installing them. To do so, just double click and just walk through it. Now, it's giving me the option to remove and repair because I already have them installed. Now, if this is the case for you, I actually do recommend removing iTunes as well as iCloud if you already have them installed. And to do so, you can go to the Add or Remove Programs section of settings. To find that, you can type right where it says type here to search add or remove, and boom, there you go. You can see it pops up once you type in add or, and it's the first result right here, add or remove programs. And then you get this pop up right here, and you can just search for whatever you want, any piece of software, and you can click it, click on uninstall, and you're good to go. And then you can go through the motions of installing that executable I linked you guys to. Now, on top of that, if you are encountering any problems with the iCloud install, I know I really did. I'm going to throw up a screenshot of the problem I was encountering right here. It just would not install, and I got several issues. What I want you guys to do is come to this exact same page inside of settings, so the add or remove program section, and you're gonna type in Apple. And for everything that's listed here, I want you to click it, and then I want you to click on modify. You're going to receive this pop-up, and I want you to click repair, and then go through the motions. So click next, and just keep going through that for everything that's listed under Apple. And then if you have iTunes installed as well, I do recommend removing that if you're trying to get iCloud up and running, and just installing them both from Apple's site. I linked you guys to those executables, so you have them. Okay, so now that everything is out of the way and you have both of those installed, I want you guys to actually load up iCloud. And once iCloud is open, you need to, at the bare minimum, have at least iCloud Drive and bookmarks checked off. I don't know why, for whatever reason, that ended up working for me. When I didn't have these checked, it just simply wouldn't work. And once you have those checked and iTunes installed and everything fully repaired if you need to, then I want you guys to actually restart your computer. Yes, that's right. Just restart and make sure that iCloud is open once more. And then you need to actually launch up iTunes if you don't have it open already. So open iTunes and connect your device to your computer via a standard USB cable. And once it is connected, you will receive this pop-up if you've never used the computer in the past that you're trying to connect to. If you have, then you should be good to go, but just tap on where it says trust and it'll ask you to input your device's passcode. And iTunes should also pop up with a similar message. Click on continue inside of iTunes, and you want to essentially ensure that your device is recognized by iTunes. If it's not, you're going to have to go through the motion that I just showed you guys, essentially confirming it. So once that's done, you can just minimize it, just leave it open, it's fine. Now I want you guys to go back to that exact same article and you're going to download AltServer. So just click on the button to do so, wait for the downloads to be gathered, and then you guys are just looking for this one link right here. Once it does redirect, it's just scroll down, find this link where it tells you to click on it, and you will be redirected, and then just click on Windows to download the executable. Or rather, it's not going to be an executable, it's going to be a zip folder, and by default, you can actually just open it. So open it up, and it should just pop up with a similar window to this, and then just double click on Alt Installer. You don't even need to extract it really, and you can just click on Next, 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 Yes, and Close. And now it is actually installed. So at this point, you are good to go finally to get this thing installed on your iOS device. Now you need to launch AltServer. So just type in Alt in the menu here and you can load it up. And once it does load up, it's going to put it in the bottom right. If it's not right here immediately, if it's not directly to the left of the volume controls, you can click on this little arrow right here to show hidden icons, and boom, there it is. It's this little triangle. And then I want you guys to click on it and then hover over install AltStore and then select the device. If the device doesn't pop up, it's either not connected or not recognized inside of iTunes, in which case you're gonna have to trust the connection. So just click on it, and then it's going to pop up with this little window right here asking you for, you guessed it, your Apple ID and password. Go ahead and input it. Now, this is neither going to collect nor store your Apple ID. It's merely passing it through to Apple's servers for signing purposes only. And if you do have two-factor authentication enabled for your Apple ID, most Apple IDs do, you're going to have to create an app-specific password. It's actually on Apple's site. It's relatively easy. You just go to manage your Apple ID. You can create an app-specific password and you can call it whatever you want, just so long as you do have that specific password, and then you would use that here. Don't worry, that link is of course also on the article that is linked to below. And once you have the proper password inputted for your Apple ID, just go ahead and click on install. And then it's going to either say that it's already installed on another device if you've used AltServer before, like I have for this Apple ID, or it will just work. So I'm going to click on OK and just tell it to install here and now. And I get this little pop-up in the lower right-hand corner saying that it's installing AltStore onto my iPhone. And there you go. You can see we do have AltStore installed. Now, the last thing we need to do is actually trust it on our device before we can open it, because we're going to receive a pop-up saying that it's untrusted. So go inside of the settings application, scroll down to general, and then scroll down to device management, and then tap on where your Apple ID is listed, and you either need to tap on trust or verify based on which one it gives you. It's just going to be the blue option, and for me it's verify. I'm going to tap on verify again for that pop-up, and then it is good to go. And now I can actually launch it up and it will work properly. Now, this is where the steps are going to diverge slightly. So now I'm going to show macOS users exactly how to get AltStore installed via AltServer. So let's go ahead and switch on over to macOS here. I'm also going to delete AltStore because we're going to be installing it again for a second time here. So now that that is done, let's just go ahead and switch on over to the Mac steps. So like I said, it is slightly different, but what you're going to have to do is still install AltServer on your Mac. So navigate to the article that's linked below and scroll down to the download section, and you're going to click on AltServer. You basically just need one download for macOS. It's not like Windows where you need the 3 and you have to worry about repairing certain programs if it doesn't work right. And once you are redirected, just click where it says click here, and you will be prompted to download for macOS or Windows. Obviously, click on macOS if you have a Mac, and it's just going to put AltServer inside of your downloads. So you can either drag it to your applications folder, or you can just launch it from downloads, and you're going to receive this pop-up the first time you use it. It's saying that it's downloaded from the internet. Are you sure you want to open it? Just click on open, and that's really it so far, because now we have to install the Mail plugin for macOS, which is actually not too difficult. It's very simple, but it is required. So if you have yet to actually set up a Mail account inside of the default Mail application, you need to do that now. I already have an account set up and everything. So once you do, click on the AltStore icon up in the top menu bar. It is the triangle, and then click on Install Mail Plugin, followed by Install Plugin to the pop-up, and input your admin password. Once that is in, it says Mail Plugin installed. Click on Mail in the top left menu bar, followed by Preferences. And then here, click on Manage Plugins at the bottom. If you don't have this option, if it doesn't say Manage Plugins, guess what? You didn't install it through AltServer properly, and or you didn't have an account set up through Mail prior to this. Now, once you do, you will receive this pop-up right here and a checkbox next to alt plugin.mail bundle. Tick it off and then click on Apply and Restart Mail. Mail has to be open for this to work. Now you can just minimize it. It can still be in your dock, but it has to be open. And now you can connect your device to your computer via a USB cable. And if this is the first time connecting your device to your computer, you need to go to Finder and you'll receive this message right here, just to trust the iPhone. So click on Trust inside of Finder. You'll receive this pop-up on your iOS device. Tap Trust, input your device's passcode, and that connection will be established. If for this next step, you do not see the option to install AltStore on your iOS device, that's because you did not trust that connection. So I'm clicking on AltStore again up in the top right, hovering over Install AltStore, and you can see my iPhone listed here. Again, if your device is not listed there, it's because it's not connected, or it's because you did not authenticate that connection first inside of Finder. So go ahead and click on your iOS device and then input your Apple ID. Now this is neither collected nor stored. It's simply passed through to Apple's servers just to install and sign the application. Now, if you have two-factor authentication installed and set up on your Apple ID, most new Apple IDs do, then you're going to have to actually set up an app-specific password. On the article that's listed down below in the description, there is a link to Apple's website. You just need to manage your Apple ID, go through the motion to create an app-specific password, and just call it whatever you want. As long as you actually do that, you can use that password here and then just input it and then click on install. And you might receive this pop-up saying that AltStore is already installed on another device, just like I have, because I've already used AltStore specifically with this Apple ID. If you do, just click on continue. If not, it will just install it. So you can see in just a second, it's going to put me on the next page right here, and I do have AltStore installed. Now, before I can actually open it, we do have to trust the account we use to sign it, which is our own account, obviously. So go inside of the settings application, scroll down to general, and then scroll down to device management, and then tap on where your Apple ID is listed, and you either need to tap on trust or verify based on which one it gives you. It's just going to be the blue option, and for me, it's verify. I'm going to tap on verify again for that pop-up, and then it is good to go. So now that I have trusted it, I'm swiping over, and now AltStore is open. Okay, this is where the two steps merge once more. All we have to do is just leave our device connected to our computer, leave AltStore open. We don't really have to worry about setting up the wireless syncing option or installing. Just leave it connected, leave AltServer running on your computer, and just follow these next steps. So inside of Mobile Safari, specifically Mobile Safari with your device connected, I want you to navigate to the article that's listed down below in the description. And once you do that, scroll down to the download section and then tap on where it says Unc0ver, and it's going to just gather the download links. Once it has, it's going to then redirect you to this final page here, and just like on the computer, I want you to just tap right where it says to download Unc0ver, and then just tap on the blue download button, followed by download on the pop-up, and you will see a new arrow that appears in the top right next to the URL and search bar. Tap on that blue arrow and then tap on the Unc0ver IPA. This is the name of it, and tap on the share sheet. Once it does open up, scroll over and then tap on copy to AltStore. And now you're going to receive a pop-up asking you to sign in with your Apple ID and password. Just use the exact same Apple ID we used for AltServer when installing AltStore. The exact same thing applies here. This is neither collected nor stored, just passed through to sign the Unc0ver application. And quickly, before I do that, I just wanted to swipe over and delete Unc0ver because I forgot that I had yet to do that. So Unc0ver is gone. It's no longer on my device at all. We're going back inside of AltStore, and I'm going to put in my Apple ID. And if you have two-factor, again, same thing applies. Use that app-specific password here as well, and then just tap on where it says sign in. And tap on got it, and you'll see this progress bar will complete up here at the top, and you will actually have Unc0ver listed under the installed section as well. So let's go ahead and wait for that. As you can see, it says Unc0ver sideloaded expires in 7 days. And there you go, you have Unc0ver installed. And the best part is that you don't have to trust it because we already trusted AltStore and it's good to go. Now you can actually go through the motion to jailbreak. Now in the latest version, when you do tap on jailbreak, it's going to tell you to enable airplane mode and reboot to actually start the process. This is something new. It helps improve the stability of the exploit, and you do have to do it because Unc0ver will crash. So go ahead and turn on airplane mode now that you want to jailbreak and you have Unc0ver installed, and just restart. You can do so by holding volume down as well as the side button and then slide to power off. And then once your device has fully turned off, just go ahead and hold down the side button until the Apple logo appears and wait for it to come back up to the lock screen. Okay, so now that we are on the lock screen, go ahead and slide up to unlock, input your device's passcode, find Unc0ver on your device, load it up, and then just tap on jailbreak. And then it will say that a snapshot has been created and the device will now be restarted. So tap OK to that pop-up and it's just going to reboot. What it did essentially was create a snapshot of the root FS or file system. This will be used when unjailbreaking. Basically, it just takes a snapshot of your device's file system, doesn't touch any app data or personal data at all, and it will just revert that snapshot of the root file system if and when you decide to unjailbreak. So it's something really cool that Unc0ver does, and it just helps when you do want to unjailbreak. So now swipe over to wherever Unc0ver is, find it on your device's springboard, and once more tap on jailbreak, remembering to not exit airplane mode. And once this is complete, it will just pop up with a message letting you know that the jailbreak has finished and you can respring from there. It may take a second based on your device, but you can see mine completed pretty quickly. It says it jailbroke in 15 seconds is all, and I'm going to tap on OK to that pop-up. It's going to respring and we will have Cydia after we unlock. So let's go ahead and just wait for the respring to complete here. And once it does, there we go. We can unlock. Swipe over, and now we have Cydia. Just be sure to exit airplane mode now because you won't be able to utilize Cydia without an internet connection. So now you can tap on Cydia to load it up. And as you can see, guys, here we go. We are now jailbroken successfully. This is incredibly awesome. I can't believe how stoked I am to have my jailbreak back finally after the on-device method simply failed to work for me so many times. Now, unfortunately, because this is merely a 7-day certificate, you are going to have to go through the motion of installing it again after that 7 days has expired. I'm going to show you guys a trick in a subsequent tutorial if you're interested to keep it signed basically permanently and without really having to do anything, without the assistance of a computer, without the assistance of AltStore or AltServer. If you guys are interested in that, let me know down below in the comment section. But basically all you'd have to do is just re-follow this tutorial from the computer steps. So just make sure that you go through and install AltStore via AltServer with your device connected, and then you can just find that Unc0ver IPA in your files that you downloaded, and again, you can copy it over to AltServer with your device connected to your computer and it will install that way. But I just wanted to briefly show you guys inside of Cydia that my device is on iOS 13.3 and it does confirm that. So down below at the bottom in Cydia, iPhone 11,6, the identifier for the iPhone XS Max running iOS 13.3 with the latest build of Cydia. And if you have any changes listed at all, make sure you go to the Changes tab, tap on Upgrade followed by Confirm. And if it does give you an option to do a complete upgrade, make sure you do that as well. And you can see here that Cydia works just fine. We're installing everything that we need. One other thing to note too as well is that anytime your device reboots, you're actually going to have to go through the re-jailbreak process, which is exactly the same. You just load up Unc0ver and you just tap on jailbreak. If you receive that pop-up letting you know to enter airplane mode and reboot, just do it. And once you do, you can use it to actually go through the process to re-enable your device's jailbreak. You have to do that anytime you want to use anything you obtain via Cydia or Cydia itself. But it's really, really, really simple, and it can be done on device so long as you do have that Unc0ver application, and you can reobtain it again via the AltStore and AltServer method I just outlined. So that's it for this video, guys. I really hope you liked it. Be sure to subscribe if you have yet to. Let me know if you want that tutorial for how to keep it signed without a computer. And until next time, this is ICU signing out.